If you have an object following a curve, a direction, how we can visualize this direction with a line, with an arrow? Let's see. Let's set everything, create a new object, go to Geometry Nodes, create a setup, and let's close this. First of all, what I want is like a path, to make an object follow a path. So let's use any curve, but for this example, I'm going to use a curve cycle. Let's get it here, set this view, and let's add more resolution. Remember, this is the resolution, the number of points. Now what I want is an object to later make it follow this curve. So let's bring a point, and to see this point, we need to use join geometry. Now we can change the position of this point thanks to this vector here. But what I want is to send this point to the curve. So to do this, we need to get the information of each point, each resolution of this curve. We can do that thanks to sample curve. And as the name says, this node is sampling the curve to give you any information that you want. So we can get the position and connect it to the point position. So the point is traveling to the position at the start of the curve. We know that this is the start because factor always in a curve 0 is the start and 1 is the end. So if we push from 0 to 1, we are saying move along this curve. So we are updating the position thanks to this information. The start, the position is here, and between the start and the end, we have all these positions. Okay, we know how to make an object follow a curve. Now what I want is to visualize the direction of this movement, right? This point following the curve and being updated. So to do this, first of all, what we need is a curve line. So we can see a line. Let's join it to the party. And now we don't see the line because it's here and we need to change the perspective. Now, when we use a line, we have points and direction. If we select points, we can define the position of the start, the bottom, and the position of the end. However, what I want is that at least the start, it's here, right? So what we can do is to get the position that we are giving to the point and give it to the start. That's easy, right? However, how we say to the end, can you follow the direction and not be here? This will complicate. So to do this, we need to select direction. Because right now, it's not a position, it's a direction. That means that we can tweak the direction. And as you can see, always is pointing to direction. Now, how we make to this line point always to the right direction based in the position. To do this, what we have to do, let me explain you something basic if you don't know it. If you have a curve and you sample a single point in a curve, any point have like this line that is the normal. Now, if you have a normal, the tangent is this line that is perpendicular. What does it mean perpendicular? It means that is 90 degrees always to the normal. So this line, it's the tangent. Now, what is this line? Look at this. This line, if we delete this, if we are here with the point, this line, the tangent, is the direction, as you can see. So, if we get the tangent in real time of each position, we can get the direction, because at the end, the tangent is this perpendicular line. So, where is the tangent? Here it says tangent. So look at here. If we connect tangent to direction, our line always is facing the tangent of the curve, because it's sampling the tangent of the curve. So what does it mean? That if we move this, you can see that now we have a line facing, pointing always to the direction of the movement. Perfect. Now the only thing we have to do is to attach at the end, so here, an arrow. And later, if you want, we give a mesh to this and to this. So how we do that? So basically we need another point. So let's copy this. Let's call it arrow. Let's see this point. And now it's here. And I want to change this point for a cone. So we use instance on points. And let's use a cone. Cone, because it looks like an arrow. Now, as you can see, it's too big. So let's make it smaller. Something like that, it's okay. And now the problem is that what I want is to move this arrow here at the end of this line. How we can do that? There is an easy way to do it. If we have a curved line, right? It's a curve, and we know that the start is 0 and the end is 1, remember the factor, I can say, can you go at the end of the factor? So 1. How we do that? Like before, we need to sample the curve, but not this curve, because we want to sample the line. So let's copy this, and let's sample this curve. And now we can update the position of the point. So let's get it here. Now it's at the start because we have factor in 0. But if I want it here, then I need to select 1. Easy, right? So that means that if I animate the cycle, always the cone is at the end of this line. We almost finished. So the only thing we have to do right now is to align this cone with the direction of this line. And what we can do, let's think about. Let me select, for example, like this. What I told you before, if we have any curve, a curved line is a curve, and we take a point, this is the normal. And what is this? The tangent. So the only thing we have to do is to align it with the tangent because it's a straight line. That's easy, right? So we have the tangent of this curved line. However, you cannot connect it directly here because it's not going to work, because this is an angle. You can see the color of the socket, and this is a vector. So we need to do a little trick, really easy. Align rotation to vector. This here, because it's the same socket. And this, the tangent, don't connect it here. Look at the color, it's not the same. And the vector. And that's all. You don't need to touch the others, only select this one. And now, if we come back to the animation, let's call this animation, you will see that this arrow is perfectly aligned. And if you want to make the arrow smaller, here we have the length of the line. And thanks to sample the end to send the cone, this has been updated the position. So we have full control. And now the only thing we have to do is to convert this line to a mesh and this point to an object. Let's do it really fast. And that's all. The only thing I did is to convert the point to an instance using a UV sphere, as you can see here, and then converting the line to a tube. So this. Now, if you want all with the same color, you can add here set material. For example, let's select this one and go to material view. And if we come back to shade editor and select this material, we can change the color. And the important thing is that this setup not only works with this curve. We can change the curve. For example, let's use a spiral curve or any curve that you create, and you will see that works perfectly. Remember, here we have the animation. If you want, we can give a value here so it's easier to see. And look, if we animate this, you can see that the arrow always follows the direction of the curve. We can try to play with this to see if it works. You can see it works perfectly. Now, if we want to give a mesh to this, we can give it a mesh. However, will be the same color because they are sharing the material. So what we can do is to apply different material to the line. So instead of applying the material to the end where everything is joined, let's just apply it, for example, to the line, to the cone, and to the point. So now, if we move this, what happens here? Something is wrong. Oh, something was not working, and it's because I applied curve to node before sampling the curve. Be aware of this. If not, it's not going to work. And now we can see the arrow and the line. Let's check it. You can see it works perfectly. And you can animate this with keyframes or whatever you want. Actually, I'm going to create a loop. Look, I'm going to use time. So if you connect this here and bring timeline and press play, you can see that this is moving. It's too fast. Let's multiply by a number that is lower. Too fast. Of course, if I don't select multiply, it's not going to work. Now, and if you want to loop this, what you can do, an extra step, is to duplicate this and select fraction. So that means that when this reaches 1, it will start again to 0. Look, when it reaches here, it starts here. And we just created the vector, really useful to show the direction of an object following a curve. You can apply this to animations like math, science, technology, whatever you want. If you like this video, give a like, subscribe, and remember, you can download this project and many more than 100 on my Patreon. And see you in the next tutorial.